Thanks for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to show you how to use scraps to make a pretty garment. If you're like me and you sew a lot, you probably have a lot of scraps just laying around, never knowing what to do with them. And I'm here to show you how to use them. If you don't save your scraps, start saving them, because I'm about to show you how to use them. I'm really excited about this idea. I've never thought about using scraps this way. I really think it turned out pretty cool. Now for seams, you do not have to use the same seam that I'm using. I'm using it because it's really sturdy, keeps the pieces very well together, and it looks pretty sleek without looking too much of a patchworky feel, if you know what I mean. I really hope this inspires you, so let's just jump into it. So I'm starting off with the trash, sorting through everything and sorting it by color and by quality to see which fabric I get the most quantity out of. I'm also going through this other bin that I have with larger scrap pieces. And then I ended up with this really pretty satin left over from my Maleficent cosplay. I also tested out this thinner type of satin, which as you can see did not work as well. I also sorted every scrap by size, so there's the biggest scrap pieces and there's the strip scrap pieces and the smallest ones, which is going to help me so much finding what I need when I'm cutting all this. So I chose this really pretty skirt pattern and I thought it would look gorgeous in this black satin. This is a more difficult garment to make, so I wouldn't recommend it if you're not used to sewing. Maybe start off by just making a t-shirt or something more basic. You can also use a pattern that already is divided into several parts, which makes each pattern piece smaller and makes it easier to do this. You can also just divide your existing pattern into more pattern pieces. I can show you how to do this in another video if you are interested. And now for the magical part, actually making all these pattern pieces with fabric that isn't big enough. So we start off by placing the pattern piece at a piece that isn't large enough, but it covers something. And remember to pin it very well and then just cut around. And then we are going to lay another fabric piece underneath, covering up the rest. And you can of course do this as many times as you need if you have a lot more small pieces than I have here. I actually wanted all the overlap seams to go downwards, and here I forgot that because it's so much more flattering when the seams are going downward. It looks more refined and flattering. So here I'm just recutting the pattern piece. And remember to put several pins in the overlap so that it doesn't move. If it moves, then the pattern piece will lose its shape and the garment will not turn out the way you want it to. So just remove the pins very carefully, starting off at the edges and then removing the pins in the overlap one at a time and then putting them back in. And then we're just going to repeat this on all the pattern pieces. Now for this last piece, I ran out of big scrap pieces, so this ended up in 10 scrap pieces to make this whole pattern. I don't think it will be very noticeable as it is on the bottom of the skirt, but as you can see here on the back, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then that little corner is number 10. Now this is kind of the beauty of this project and this idea that small pieces can make something beautiful. And remember to fill your bobbin up, because this is going to require a whole lot of thread. And I'm using this really sturdy and nice seam to merge all the small pieces together, and it looks like this on the fabric. Now remember to test it out before you start sewing, just so you are sure that it fits the fabric that you have chosen. And now we're just going to sew all the little pieces together until we have full pattern pieces, and then sew together the garment. And now that we've finished sewing all of this together, we can start assembling the garment. Now, since the purpose of this video is how to make scraps into a garment, the whole putting the garment together isn't really the important part. If you want me to show you how to put together a garment like this, let me know in the comments down below and I will do that. And here's the finished garment. I am so happy and surprised that I could make such a beautiful skirt out of scraps I just had laying around. So I really hope this inspires you to do the same. And thank you so much for watching.